Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most interesting and meticulous signs of the zodiac, Virgo. Born between August 23rd and September 22nd, Virgos are known for their detail-oriented nature, practicality, and their strong sense of loyalty. But what happens when you hurt a Virgo? What makes them so unique, and why is it a really bad idea to betray their trust? Well, today we're about to break down 18 powerful reasons why you should never hurt a Virgo. Virgos might come across as calm, collected, and even a bit reserved, but don't be fooled by their quiet demeanor. Underneath their composed exterior, they are fiercely loyal, deeply emotional, and highly sensitive when it comes to matters of trust and respect. They may not always show it, but when they feel betrayed, it cuts deeper than most realize. In this video, we're going to explore why hurting a Virgo can have lasting consequences, not just for the relationship, but for their emotional well-being. If you've ever been lucky enough to be close to a Virgo, you already know that their loyalty and commitment are unmatched. However, if you've crossed them or let them down, the results might not be what you expect. So, stay with me as we explore the core qualities that make Virgos truly powerful and why they deserve your respect. If you're a Virgo, make sure to leave a comment below and tell us how you handle being hurt. And if you're here to learn more about Virgo, trust me, this is the video for you. Let's jump in and discover exactly why Virgos should never be taken lightly. 1. Loyalty to the core. One of the most defining qualities of a Virgo is their unwavering loyalty. When a Virgo commits to someone, whether it's in a friendship, romantic relationship, or family bond, they do so with a level of devotion that is hard to find. This loyalty is not just surface level, it runs deep, making them reliable, trustworthy, and steadfast. If you are a part of a Virgo's inner circle, you will experience their unwavering support, even in the toughest of times. Virgos will stand by you through thick and thin, never hesitating to offer their help, advice, or protection when needed. However, when their loyalty is betrayed, the effect can be devastating. Virgo may not react with dramatic outbursts, but internally, it leaves a wound that is difficult to heal. A Virgo who has been hurt may withdraw emotionally, unable to trust in the same way again. The damage is often long-lasting, as Virgos tend to reflect deeply on their relationships and can struggle to forgive those who have betrayed them. So, if you're lucky enough to have a Virgo's loyalty, cherish it because it's a gift that, once broken, is tough to mend. Number 2, strong sense of justice. Virgos have an inherent sense of right and wrong that guides them in almost every aspect of life. They are fiercely protective of fairness and justice, and when they witness wrongdoing or dishonesty, it strikes at their core. Virgos have no tolerance for unfairness, and they will always do what they can to ensure justice is served. This trait makes them excellent advocates for others, as they will speak up and fight for what they believe is right, even if it means going against the grain. But if you hurt a Virgo or treat them unfairly, be prepared for the consequences. They won't stand by and let their boundaries be crossed without standing firm in their beliefs. A Virgo who has been wronged will not let the situation slide. This strong sense of justice will propel them to take action, whether it's through a calm but firm confrontation or simply cutting ties with the person who has hurt them. Virgos believe in balance, and when that balance is disturbed, they make it their mission to restore it. Number 3, attention to detail. Virgos are meticulous, paying attention to the smallest details that most people would overlook. This trait is one of the reasons they excel in many areas of life, from work to relationships. When a Virgo commits to something, they give it their all, carefully considering every aspect and ensuring that nothing is left out. Whether they are organizing a project, planning an event, or simply performing everyday tasks, they will focus on even the tiniest details to ensure perfection. This attention to detail is one of the reasons why Virgos make excellent planners, organizers, and problem solvers. However, this quality also means that they are deeply affected when their efforts are ignored or dismissed. If you fail to appreciate the care they put into something, especially if you hurt their feelings or dismiss their contributions, it can leave a lasting impact. Virgos expect that their hard work and attention to detail will be recognized, and when it's not, they may feel undervalued and unappreciated. A Virgo who has been overlooked or hurt in this way might withdraw, feeling as though their efforts are not worth the pain of being ignored or disrespected. Number 4, deep emotional sensitivity. Despite their analytical and practical exterior, Virgos are incredibly emotionally sensitive. They may not always express their feelings outwardly, but beneath the surface, they feel deeply. This emotional sensitivity makes them attuned to the emotions of others, often picking up on unspoken cues or subtle changes in tone and body language. Virgos are empathetic, understanding, and compassionate, always willing to lend a listening ear or offer support to those they care about. However, this sensitivity means that when they are hurt, it affects them on a much deeper level than they let on. A Virgo might not confront you directly about their pain, but you'll notice a shift in their behavior, a withdrawal, a quiet sadness, or a visible change in their usual upbeat demeanor. When a Virgo feels emotionally hurt, it's not something they can simply brush off, it stays with them for a long time. This deep emotional sensitivity is one of the reasons why Virgos are such great friends and partners, but it also makes them vulnerable to being hurt. They give so much of themselves emotionally that when that trust is betrayed, it leaves an indelible mark on their hearts. 5. Analytical mind. Virgos are known for their analytical minds, constantly evaluating situations, people, and even themselves. Their sharp intellect allows them to assess problems from every angle, looking for solutions that others might overlook. This ability to analyze things deeply makes Virgos exceptional problem solvers, able to break down complex issues into manageable parts. Whether at work, in relationships, or in personal matters, Virgos approach every challenge with a logical, well-thought-out plan. However, this analytical nature also means that they tend to overthink situations, especially when they feel hurt. When a Virgo is wronged, they won't just brush it off, they will replay the situation in their minds, dissecting every word and action that led to the betrayal. This can make them even more sensitive to hurt, as they constantly reflect on the pain they've experienced. Their ability to analyze things to the point of perfection can work against them when it comes to emotional matters. Instead of simply letting go, they might find themselves revisiting the hurt over and over again, which can lead to them emotionally distancing themselves from the person who caused the pain. Their analytical nature means that they don't just forgive, they require understanding and resolution, and without it, their wounds can stay open for a long time. 6. Self-critical nature. Virgos have a tendency to be their own harshest critics. They hold themselves to extremely high standards and are constantly striving for perfection in everything they do. This self-critical nature can be both a strength and a weakness. While it pushes them to be diligent, organized, and efficient, it also means they are rarely satisfied with their own work or behavior. They are quick to spot their own flaws and imperfections, often blaming themselves for things that are beyond their control. When someone hurts them, the emotional impact isn't just about the pain inflicted by others, it often triggers their own sense of inadequacy. A Virgo who feels hurt may start to question whether they are deserving of better treatment, internalizing the hurt as a personal failure. This tendency to turn the blame inward makes it difficult for them to fully heal from emotional wounds, as they're constantly analyzing what went wrong and how they could have done better. This self-critical nature, while contributing to their drive for self-improvement, can also leave them feeling emotionally drained when they are hurt, as they continuously reflect on their own perceived shortcomings, rather than simply addressing the pain. 7. Fear of rejection. Virgos fear rejection more than most people realize. Because they hold themselves to such high standards, the idea of being rejected by someone they care about is a deep source of anxiety. They strive for approval and validation, particularly from those they trust and love. This fear of rejection can lead Virgos to keep their emotions guarded, hesitant to fully open up for fear that their vulnerability might be met with indifference or criticism. When a Virgo is hurt, it feels like a rejection of everything they are, their efforts, and their feelings. They may withdraw emotionally, building walls to protect themselves from further pain. The fear of rejection can make it difficult for them to forgive, as it often feels like they are being dismissed on a personal level. This fear doesn't only manifest in romantic relationships, it can affect their friendships and even professional interactions. If someone they trust rejects them or betrays their confidence, it can leave a scar that takes much longer to heal than others might expect. Understanding this fear in Virgos is crucial, as it helps explain why they often respond to hurt with distance or silence. 8. Highly organized. Virgos are naturally highly organized, and they thrive in structured environments where everything has its place. Their ability to organize their surroundings, work, and even their personal lives with precision is one of their most impressive qualities. This organizational skill allows them to juggle multiple tasks efficiently, manage their time effectively, and ensure that every detail is accounted for. However, this deep need for order also means that disruptions to their carefully arranged lives can cause them significant stress. When they are hurt, especially by someone they trust, it feels as if their world has been turned upside down, and their sense of control is shattered. If a Virgo is emotionally wounded, their natural response may be to retreat into a more controlled and structured environment, seeking to regain the sense of order they value so much. This is why a Virgo may seem distant after being hurt. They are trying to reorganize their emotional world, sorting through the pain and uncertainty in an attempt to restore their equilibrium. When someone causes a Virgo to feel off balance, it takes time for them to feel whole again, as their need for order can make emotional chaos feel overwhelming. 9. They don't forget. Virgos are known for having long memories, particularly when it comes to matters of the heart. While they may appear calm and composed on the surface, when it comes to emotional betrayal or hurt, Virgos remember. Unlike other signs who may forgive and forget quickly, Virgos often carry the memory of the hurt with them for a long time. Their analytical minds keep track of even the smallest details, and when they've been hurt, they don't easily let go. This doesn't mean they'll constantly bring up past issues or hold grudges overtly, but they will often carry the emotional weight with them, subtly affecting their future interactions with the person who wronged them. A Virgo who has been hurt will likely take time to process the situation, and while they may appear to forgive, the trust they once had might be permanently altered. This lingering memory of pain can influence how they view the relationship going forward, causing them to put up emotional barriers or distance themselves from the individual. They might not forget the hurt, but they will learn to navigate it in a way that protects their emotional well-being. 10. They protect their loved ones. Virgos have a deep sense of responsibility and protectiveness when it comes to the people they care about. Their loyalty is unwavering, and they are willing to go to great lengths to defend and support those they love. Whether it's a friend, family member, or partner, Virgos will stand by them in times of need, offering practical help, emotional support, and guidance. Their protective nature comes from their strong sense of duty, and they take their role as a caregiver and protector seriously. If someone hurts a person they love, they will not hesitate to step in and confront the situation. They won't sit idly by when someone they care about is being mistreated or disrespected. This protective instinct also means that when a Virgo is hurt, especially by someone they've trusted, their reaction can be swift and firm. They will guard their emotional boundaries and those of their loved ones, often distancing themselves from the person who caused harm. A Virgo who feels that their loved ones have been hurt will take it personally, and they will make it clear that they will not tolerate betrayal or mistreatment in any form. This deep sense of protection is one of the reasons why Virgo can be both an incredible ally and a formidable adversary when it comes to defending the people they care about. 11. Dependability and trustworthiness. Virgos are incredibly dependable, and this is one of their most treasured qualities. If you ever need someone to rely on, a Virgo will always be there to offer help, support, and stability. They take their commitments seriously and will do everything in their power to follow through on their promises. Whether it's showing up when they say they will or delivering on their word, Virgos are known for their reliability. This dependability makes them trusted friends, partners, and colleagues because they can be counted on in the most important moments. However, this strong sense of responsibility also means that when they're let down or hurt by someone they trust, it hits them hard. For a Virgo, betrayal is not just an emotional wound, it is a deep breach of trust, something that they take very personally. Once trust is broken, it's incredibly difficult for them to fully rebuild that foundation, and they'll struggle to ever see the person who hurt them in the same light again. A Virgo's dependability is not something that can be easily replaced, and losing their trust is something you may regret deeply if you ever hurt them. 12. Patience with others. Virgos are known for their patience, especially when it comes to other people. They are understanding and willing to give others the time and space they need to grow, learn, and make mistakes. Virgos know that no one is perfect, and they will patiently work through problems with you, offering guidance and support along the way. Their patience also extends to the people they love, where they offer an unwavering level of tolerance, even in challenging situations. However, this patience has its limits. While Virgos will give you the benefit of the doubt and work through misunderstandings with grace, if you continuously hurt or disrespect them, their patience will eventually run out. When that happens, they will no longer engage in a toxic relationship or put up with being mistreated. What may seem like an endless well of patience can suddenly shift to firm boundaries and emotional distance. Virgos may not express their frustration openly, but once they've reached their breaking point, they'll quietly withdraw and protect their emotional well-being. If you take their patience for granted, you might find that their ability to forgive diminishes over time. 13. Need for emotional security. Emotional security is a non-negotiable for Virgos. They crave stability, trust, and honesty in their relationships, and they thrive when they feel safe and secure with the people they care about. Virgos are not the type to seek drama or constant emotional turbulence, they prefer calm, steady connections where they can be themselves without fear of judgment or betrayal. When their emotional security is threatened, whether through dishonesty, manipulation, or neglect, they feel vulnerable and ungrounded. This can cause them to retreat, shutting down emotionally in an effort to protect themselves from further harm. Virgos may not always show it outwardly, but when they feel emotionally unsafe, it chips away at their sense of well-being, leading them to reassess the relationship or situation entirely. They need their emotional space and trust to feel valued, and if those things are disrupted, the emotional distance they create can be difficult to bridge. If you hurt them by breaching that emotional security, it may take a long time for them to rebuild the trust and safety they once felt. 14. High expectations of others. Virgos have high standards for themselves, and naturally, they extend these standards to the people they care about. They value responsibility, honesty, and integrity in others, and they expect those around them to live up to the same level of commitment and diligence that they do. While they are patient and understanding, they do not tolerate laziness, dishonesty, or irresponsibility. If you fail to meet their expectations, whether in a relationship or friendship, it can deeply disappoint them. A Virgo will likely not express this disappointment aggressively, but it will show in their behavior, their withdrawal, or their quiet frustration. They expect loyalty and respect, and when these are compromised, they feel as though their trust has been violated. Their high standards can sometimes make them seem demanding, but in reality, they just want to surround themselves with people who share their values and work ethic. If you hurt a Virgo by not meeting these expectations or by showing disrespect, you risk losing their trust and love. Virgos may be forgiving, but the emotional consequences of breaking these unspoken standards can have long-lasting effects. 15. They are not easily angered, but when they are, it's deep. Virgos are known for their calm demeanor and tendency to keep their emotions in check. They are not quick to anger, and they prefer to resolve conflicts through communication and understanding. This makes them excellent mediators and problem solvers, as they don't let their emotions cloud their judgment. However, when a Virgo finally reaches the point of anger, it is not something that can be ignored. Their anger, though rare, is deep, often a result of accumulated frustrations or long-standing emotional wounds. When a Virgo is truly hurt or upset, their anger is not explosive or loud, but it's quiet, intense, and incredibly powerful. They may withdraw, cut off communication, or distance themselves from the person who caused the anger. What's most dangerous about a Virgo's anger is that it's not always apparent, and when they do express it, it comes from a place of profound hurt. If you hurt a Virgo in a way that triggers this intense anger, it's difficult to repair the relationship because the emotional scars left behind are deep. Their anger is not something they take lightly, and it can leave lasting consequences, making it crucial to understand that pushing a Virgo too far will only cause more harm in the long run. 16. Desire for perfection. Virgos are known for their relentless pursuit of perfection in everything they do, whether it's their work, their personal lives, or the relationships they maintain. This desire for perfection drives them to constantly strive for excellence, paying attention to every little detail to ensure that things are done to the highest standard. While this can make them incredibly reliable and efficient, it can also make them highly sensitive when their efforts are undermined or unappreciated. For a Virgo, any form of failure or imperfection feels like a personal flaw, and when they are hurt, it can shake their confidence in their own abilities. Their high expectations for themselves mean they often feel disappointed when they cannot meet their own standards, and if others fail to meet those standards, it feels like a significant emotional blow. The constant pressure they place on themselves can make it difficult for Virgos to forgive mistakes or faults in others, especially if they feel those imperfections reflect a lack of respect or effort. If you hurt a Virgo by failing to meet these expectations, it can feel to them like a failure of their own, one that's hard to let go of. The emotional impact of not meeting their high standards, whether in relationships or in their personal endeavors, can leave them feeling deeply unsettled and unsure of their place in the world. 17. Emotional depth. Despite their calm, analytical exterior, Virgos possess a profound emotional depth that many people might not immediately see. They feel emotions deeply, and while they may keep their feelings under wraps, they experience them intensely. This emotional depth allows Virgos to connect with others on a meaningful level, offering genuine empathy and understanding to those they care about. However, when their emotions are hurt, the impact can be far more significant than others might realize. Because Virgos often suppress their emotions to maintain their sense of control, the pain they experience can linger longer than expected. When a Virgo is hurt, their emotional response is often complex. They may withdraw and retreat inwardly, trying to process their feelings in solitude. This emotional depth makes them incredibly introspective, but it also means that they feel the weight of emotional wounds for a long time. The more someone hurts them, the deeper the emotional scar, and the longer it may take for them to heal. What's even more challenging for a Virgo is that they often blame themselves when their emotions are hurt, feeling as though they should have done something to prevent it. Their emotional depth makes them highly compassionate and caring, but it also leaves them vulnerable to being hurt on a much deeper level than most people understand. 18. They value loyalty. Loyalty is one of the most important values for Virgos, and it's something they expect in all of their relationships. When a Virgo gives their loyalty, they do so wholeheartedly, never wavering in their commitment to the people they care about. Their loyalty is earned through trust, and once they have given it, they are there for you through thick and thin. However, when a Virgo feels that their loyalty has been betrayed, the impact is profound. For them, loyalty is not just about being faithful or dependable, it's about a deeper emotional connection, built on mutual respect and understanding. If someone they trust hurts them, it feels like a direct violation of the emotional contract they have formed, and it can take a significant toll on their ability to trust others in the future. Virgos may not immediately show how deeply they are affected, but the emotional damage is lasting, and it can take time for them to come to terms with the breach. They may distance themselves emotionally, building walls around their hearts to protect themselves from further hurt. For Virgos, loyalty is a two-way street. When they give it, they expect it in return. If you betray their trust, it's not something they can easily forget, and regaining their loyalty can be an incredibly difficult task. In conclusion, Virgos are a powerful zodiac sign, marked by their deep loyalty, high standards, emotional depth, and their quest for perfection. While they may seem composed on the outside, they feel everything deeply, and when they are hurt, the emotional scars can run deep. Their strong sense of justice, attention to detail, and analytical minds make them excellent problem solvers, but they are not immune to the pain caused by betrayal or emotional wounds. Virgos expect loyalty and respect in their relationships, and when these are violated, it's not just about the act, it's about the deep emotional impact it has on them. If you've ever had the privilege of gaining a Virgo's trust, you know that they are loyal, hardworking, and dedicated. But if you've ever hurt them, you understand that the consequences are long-lasting. So, if you're ever lucky enough to have a Virgo in your life, treat them with the care and respect they deserve. For Virgos, loyalty, trust, and emotional security are essential, and once these are compromised, it can be incredibly difficult to repair the bond. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been hurt by a Virgo or if you are one yourself, and share how you handle betrayal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful videos. Thanks for watching.